So we talked together for a year, and in 2022, near the start of 2022, near the end of 2021, countries started opening up.
Yeah.
And I was looking, well, where can Andy go from the Philippines and where can I go? So ideally, I would go to the Philippines to meet her and her family. It's more
Yeah.
comfortable, it's a gentlemanly thing to do. But we were also anxious to meet each other and start paperwork because we knew we wanted to spend our lives together, and we needed to apply for a visa in the United States.
Yeah.
And you can't do that until you've met in person. And you can't meet in person because the countries are borders are blocked up. So one of the first countries was Thailand. So we had set up
Oh.
plans to go to Thailand. We were going to
That
meet
was
each
very-
other, and we bought plane tickets. We bought all of this stuff, and hotels, all this stuff.
Everything was ready. And
And-
then on the day of the trip, my trip, going outside of the Philippines to Thailand, I was going through the, what do you call that one? Immigration. And the immigration officer was asking me what was the purpose and who I was meeting. And then I told them I am going to meet my fiance. No, my boyfriend? Did I say that? I forgot. I forgot the whole thing. I think boyfriend still. And, after that, there were so many questions being thrown to me, and I don't know how to answer them. I think they were concerned that I might be a case related to
Mail order bride,
trafficking,
trafficking,
or all those illegal practices that other people are doing. So, to cut the story short, I wasn't able to fly. And, I was crying and I was very emotional. I thought, what will happen to us? And it was, what time was it?
It was a Friday night because my flight was the next Saturday morning. So she called me Friday night, and she said, I can't go to Thailand. I said, what do you mean?
Yeah.
She told me the whole story. And I'm like, oh, talk to customs again, or the immigration officer. Oh no, they know who I am.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
was
leave.
frustrating.
And I said, okay. Well, and it just so happened that week, I think it was that week or 2 weeks prior, the Philippines had announced they were opening back up in February,
Yeah.
which we were coming. And I said, let's do this. So I bought tickets to the Philippines, did all the paperwork, rescheduled our time to go to the Philippines instead.
Yeah, it was a very stressful moment, honey, but I am so grateful that you did it.
Yeah.
Why? Because I realized that when you apply for a fiancé visa, there are so many requirements, and one of the requirements is actually, meeting in person and with photos with your family members,
Yeah.
right? You have to compile supporting documents that would prove that your relationship is really legit and genuine.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, love. It was a blessing in disguise, right? That I wasn't able to go to to Thailand, or
Yeah.
else we wouldn't have these, documents that, the consul or the United States is requiring for immigrants like me.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it was, we're Christians, so I felt like it was kind of God's timing because, like you said, we had to get affidavits signed or whatever. Like from Andrea's friends, they said, yes, we met Andrew. This is a legitimate relationship. And, even at the time, before that, I think there was some skepticism from Andrea's friends and family back home.
Yeah.
Because you just don't know people's motivations, especially when you meet them online. So I was going to fly out on a Saturday. I ended up flying out on a Tuesday into the Philippines. So this is the first time that I had been to the Philippines, and the first time we met together. And up until this point, something that was kind of going on at the time, because COVID had happened, it was 2022, a good friend of mine was in the hospital. He had gotten COVID. He was on ECMO, and he was on a lung machine. Like, it just, just for several months, and I'm on the airplane and I don't have data, I don't have Wi-Fi really, and they gave me like 5 minutes of Wi-Fi, so I was able to log into my phone to see if I got any notes from Andrea, and I got a voice message that my friend had passed away. So this
that was so sad.
is, very, very sad. He was very young, but anyway, it was so. That was not ideal for that to happen. We were really praying for him to pull through, but and I know he really wanted to meet Andrea as well. But anyway, as I was flying in, it's a long flight, like 15 hours. I get to Manila, and our flight was delayed. My flight was delayed, and I had a carryover flight to go to Mindanao, and I missed that flight. So thankfully they rebooked everything, but it pushed everything back for the day. So I'm in this foreign country. I'm waiting in the airport. It's very humid. Birds flying around inside the airport.
I'm so proud of
and
you.
I'm by myself. I'm like, man, I'm hungry, and I went and got some like ramen noodles or something, and I have all my stuff with me. Aside from checked luggage. I'm like, man, I got to go to the bathroom. What do I do with this stuff? So I didn't really travel that well, but eventually.
It was your first time. Oh, no. I think it was not, because you went to Japan already for the first time, and this is your second time outside of the United States. Right?
Yes. I had been to Japan before, so it's a little bit different, but when I got to the airport in Mindanao, I landed and I was trying to call Andy, and I'm looking at my phone, and I'm looking out in the crowd, and then I see this little kid walking up smiling.
How can you say that, honey?
And I said, oh wait, no, that's Andrea, because we hadn't met in person. So she stopped growing at height-wise at like 8 years old.
Wait, before you continue, honey, that was very funny because it was COVID, right? And I didn't want to involve many people during the first meeting because, of course, I was scared of COVID. And so I met him by myself. And so, but then in my mind, I was also thinking, how can I take a video for us when we first met, right? Because I've seen people taking videos when they first met. And I only have one camera with me, so I tried to like take a video, scan the surroundings of the airport, and then I realized Andrew was trying to call me. And I said, wait, what should I do? Should I stop the video or, keep doing the video? But I couldn't answer you. And the funny thing is that when I saw him, he was so bright. You were so, how can I say it, honey? You were glowing.
Yeah.
Like.
It's because I'm pale.
It
I came from winter in Michigan. I had no sun.
It was like the glory of God was on him. That's how I felt, honey. Yeah. You were the most good-looking
pale
man.
Skin reflects more light. So.
Well, maybe because of the sun. Yeah. But, he was the most good-looking man I've seen in the crowd.
Thank you.
Well, this is not sugarcoating, honey. This is real. Like, it was my first time seeing Andrew, and my heart was beating so fast, and I had so much, butterflies in my stomach. I don't know what to do. That's the term. I felt so kilig that, I don't want to appear in front of him right away. So I tried to hide myself, and I was trying to, do some, I really wanted to appear to you professionally, and I don't want to appear like, try to hide myself, but I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't handle myself. Like, imagine seeing your crush. That's how I felt. but I wanted to look like, of course, prim and proper.
Yeah.
So it was like, the confusion in my brain as to how should I look in the eyes of Andrew. And after like 15 minutes, maybe, I said, hi. How did I say?
Yeah.
Did I say that? Hi. But then I was very shy.
Like, she snuck up, and I said, oh, give me a hug. And she's like, oh, no, not here. I said,
Yeah.
not here. She says, there's all these people here. It's a pandemic. I can't give a hug, and it's bad to
Yeah.
give a hug in public. I said, oh, okay. So we,
Sorry, honey.
and I was exhausted, and it's about an hour drive to from the airport to Andrea City in CDO. So we.
But honey, it was very memorable for me, our first meeting,
Yeah.
because imagine that was the first time the country opened our border, and
Yeah.
Andrew took the flight to the Philippines. It was a very risky, and you are so courageous, honey, and I'm so proud of you.
It was like the first day that they opened it back up, so they
Yeah.
didn't have everything set up for the immigration yet. But we drove from. That was the box, not a fart. So
I was not farting.
we drove into the city, checked into our residence, and I was, like I said, I was super tired, and Andy's like, no, I need you to meet my family. So we went and got some Jollibee. First time I had fast food spaghetti.
Yeah.
Met Mama and Papa and the rest of the family. I think Kuya John was there.
Yeah, and you brought some chocolates for them.
Oh yeah, I had some
for me as well.
chocolates. And Ate Neneng, maybe Ate Alen. I can't remember all of the details, but anyway, and then our sissy Cindy was there. She was our chaperone for that trip.
I wanna spend the night with her, sprinkle one of my t-shirts so it smells like her perfume. Have you ever been in love? Have you ever lost your head? Have you felt like you were out of breath when you saw her in that dress? When your heart is beating fast and you're sweating and you can't stop looking at her.